Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to see you today. My name is Dustin Cormier. Welcome to How to Rock Astrology. Today we're going to be talking about the erotic, psychosexual chemistry of a person whose sun is in Taurus and whose Mars is in Sagittarius. This is an interesting combination. Here we have the bull killer Mars and Sagittarius paired with the bull, Taurus, the sun. This is an interesting combination of a person who the sun in Taurus wants to leave obstructing things at the door. They take upon themselves to have the sentiment of love as being important to them. The sentiment, the feeling, the touch, the constant security of actually really being loved and having shared values with their partner. They want to turn on the positive things, and they want to angle conversations and lifestyles to be fitted towards supporting themselves, their own feelings, their own emotions, and the emotions of their lover. In this combination, the placement of Venus is really going to decide whether this person, the sun, like if Venus here is closer to Pisces, then the sun of this person will find they won't be taken away by the excitability of the Mars and Sagittarius, because Venus will be well placed when it's closer to Pisces. Remember, exaltation works by proximity. So if Venus here is in Pisces or Aries or even Taurus, although if the Venus will get hurt by the sun being in the same sign, but ultimately Venus does well in Taurus, and even in Gemini it's okay, although in Gemini Venus does well. Venus is in Cancer. That defines a person who gets frustrated. Venus doesn't do well in Cancer because it's starved by the moon. So if the Venus has like angles to Saturn or other malefic planets like the sun, then this Venus will get troubled, and they will be too idealistic about how to love a person, and they will even be combative with their partner in a way that ruins what the sun in Taurus is trying to build, which is bonds that are coming from the heartfelt inspiration to have harmony on earth, to have a good love, to feel good with the lover, to feel secure with their lover. Taurus wants to build security with the lover and use the love that they feel at home to let that blister through all of their inspired activities that they do in life. Now, this Mars in Sagittarius is a spicy personality here. Within that, again, the strength of the Venus shows whether the excitedness to sharpen the sword and to do battle of Mars and Sagittarius is going to ultimately actually, how much are you going to act like? Are you just play fighting, to just sharpen each other's fun and competitiveness, or are you actually looking to actually hurt your lover and to actually get through their defenses and actually stab them and say, sorry, but I mean, it's just the nature of sword fighting, baby, like to actually get through and pointedly criticize the lover in a way that's diminishes the bonding that the sun in Taurus tries to do. The placement of Venus will show that. Ultimately, so there is the thing is that this can be good. Taurus wants to bond with their lover, and bonding usually comes from the desire to bond, the desire to feel good with each other. Sometimes, Sagittarius is called the bull killer, because with Sagittarius around, there's no bullshit, meaning that, Taurus is actually an honest vibe. The sun in Taurus doesn't necessarily lie about wanting to, they don't lie in order to get the sentiment that they want, especially this person. That's the thing, is that the sun in Taurus wants to say things that are nice, wants to build a delightful environment, but the Sagittarius Mars here won't let it be tacky, won't let it be like bullshit, won't let it just be, like they won't hide from the shadow of, they won't stop themselves from standing up for their own needs, their inspiration, You with the Taurus here, you won't go into love with somebody and fall in love with somebody unless they allow you to be open your inspiration and ambition towards the things that the Mars and Sagittarius here wants to do. In fact, you'll blend with somebody who has values that are similar to yours and who will let you run around, do your Mars and Sagittarius thing, scatter your energy a little bit into different places so that you can ultimately come home and enjoy the lover, be artful, and enjoy the fire of this Mars. A good lover for you will enjoy that fire, but will also find ways to connect with the earthy Taurus sun. A good lover for you will ultimately be someone probably who has earth placements that will have something to connect to your values of familiarity. It's ironic that Taurus likes familiarity, Sagittarius likes the conquest and adaptability to new circumstances. So this could be a person who finds a lover who they can blush well at the sun level. They're both inspired towards similar things and they value similar things, but ultimately they also go on adventures with each other together and go to different places and have varieties of experiences. And this Taurus person expects their partner to build on and support that adventurousness, that outgoingness, that social desire to be and perform and to be look cool and savvy in front of people without compromising the sentimentality, the closeness of just us in this bond. So they can be refining together. There's a refining thing that can happen here. But ultimately, you just always got to be aware when sometimes you're so sentimental Taurus that you want to be a partner with someone just for the sake of it, and you don't want to hurt your partner's feelings. And this obstructs your Mars and Sagittarius, which needs to be blunt and needs to be real. And at some point, you might freak your lover out. If you get with them first and your Venus is in a bad place or it's like obstructed by something, then you might fall with the lover and get with the lover for emotion's sake and kind of hide a little bit of the truth of who you are. You won't be able to do it for very long, though, because eventually the Mars and Sagittarius will come through and say, look, sorry, I don't know if I've been putting across the wrong thing, but this is actually who I am. And if we have to deal with with me being honest and blunt about these certain things, I want to enjoy this. I want to go here in my life. And if you're not going to come with me, you got to kind of deal. And if, again, the Taurus here, if they value and love the person, you will be frustrated that they don't allow you to be free. But you'll want to bond with them for bonding's sake. This is the contrast of Taurus, the bull, and Sagittarius, the bull slayer. Okay? Ultimately, dynamic tension can work out for better or worse. Depends on the placement of Venus for this person, showing them whether they have the sense to act on things which bring them fulfillment and truth of themselves and love. It also shows the Jupiter of this person, because Mars leans on Jupiter here, since Jupiter is the dispositor of Mars and Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. So the placement of Jupiter here will show whether if the person's ethics and morals will allow them to get over, to see the greater picture of the love relationship. Like Jupiter, when it's closer to Cancer here, will see the bigger picture, the feeling of the relationship, and the feeling and the goodness, and moving towards good vibrations between each other, to be ethically inspired by the feeling of love for its own sake. If the Jupiter is well placed, if it's close to Cancer, its exaltation point, if it's close to the ascendant, these are the kind of things that will draw this person to see that tension is something that they can get over and are willing to get over with their lover. And being willing to conscript themselves to a love that is inspired and is worth getting through this contrast of the bull and the bull slayer. Getting past these moments where you want to be sentimental, but you also want to be real with your lover. You want to be able to even criticize your lover. It's a tough thing. Mars here is in the 6th house from the sun. So you want to be able to be real to your lover, but you don't want to do it in a way that compromises the love. And if your Jupiter is well placed, you'll pick your battles. You won't just say to them at any old time in any old way just for the sake of it that, you know, there's this criticizing thing that you want to tell them in order to feel like you're making them better. Mars and Sagittarius can come off as judgy to their lover and critical. I need you to be this way in order for me to have my freedom. Or I need you to allow me to do this. I need to be able to say this in conversation. You know, it's like they might even be like, you know, I need to be able to say that, like, I'm Mr. Lusty Man and that I grab your head and pull it down and stuff your head into my pants because that's my macho way. You know, like, why can't I say that kind of thing in conversation? Are you embarrassed about it? You know, if you have a Jupiter that's well placed, you won't be so aggressive. You'll listen to your lover, and you'll have an ethic about it that draws it through so that your lover's not embarrassed about how willy-nilly you are. These are the kind of things you got to consider with this combination. Now, we've been talking a lot about this combination in general. Now I'm going to read from Erotic Astrology by Phyllis Vega to talk about to just kind of unfold on the themes related to this particular combination. This is actually, the first thing we're going to read is just about Taurus Sun. After that, we're going to introduce what does having Mars and Sagittarius bring out of this Taurus Sun. And it's leaning towards sexuality and things in bed. Right now, we're about to read what are the... I lost my cup. What are the turn-ons and turn-offs of Taurus Sun? Taurus is arguably the most sensuous sign in the zodiac. When the Sun is in Taurus, you thoroughly enjoy the one-on-one aspect of a romantic relationship and the affection and intimacy that it provides. In private, Taurus makes an intense bedmate, one who is happy to have the sensual encounters continue all night long. The Mars and Sagittarius here, mind you, is got so many varieties of things that bring them inspiration in life that sex might only be one of them. But they want to be good at it, especially because Taurus, as we can see, sex is important to Taurus. So the Mars and Sagittarius will have lots of variety, lots of different ways and things to bring to the sexual experience. But sex won't be that all-encompassingly important as it is to most Tauruses. It can be. If Venus is well placed here, then they will really take lovemaking to be an important thing. And the Mars and Sagittarius will have the knowledge, the Jupiterian research about the art of lovemaking and these kinds of things, which can be very juicy. This can make a real tantric lover who's not just making love for just fucking's sake, but is actually trying to make deep, shamanic, twisting, transformative absolution with their lover, to bond with the lover deeply based on a real felt energy level coming from the Mars and Sagittarius's alchemical understanding of sexual energy. It's not necessarily that inherent, but it can be with this kind of person. And so they want lovemaking and love and sex to be more than just sex for sex's sake. It's kind of a tool for this person. For the Mars and Sagittarius, it's a tool towards many different things. Taurus Sun here will show that it's more important. This is what I'm trying to say. For most people with Mars and Sagittarius, sex, they don't always get that deeply into sex. But this, because you're a Taurus, you will be. And on the other hand, for the other sake, this will be a Taurus who has much versatility and well-researched ability with lovemaking. Taurus is the energizer bunny of the zodiac. So you thrive on unhurried nights of love play, liberally punctuated with amorous conversation, erotic fantasy, and an occasional indulgence in food and drink. Sagittarius can get with all these too, even with alcohol, like especially. They can enjoy the craziness of acting things out. It can be such a cute, I've seen this energy before, and it can be so cute. So the Taurus is so real about the things that they say, and they'll react spontaneously And the Mars in Sagittarius here can be this well, like, articulated, enjoying the funky, fun, spontaneous expression of whatever they're doing in that moment. It's like demonstrative and like even dramatic sometimes, almost like we expect out of a Leo type personality, to say things honestly and to perform them. Taurus craves a partner who is loving yet strong and practical. The suitor who arrives bearing gifts and kind words easily wins Taurus's heart, since Taurus is responsive to both material goods and heartfelt compliments. Making you feel safe and secure is a smart strategy for any potential lover. Mind you, the Mars in Sagittarius here doesn't have as much trouble feeling confident and secure. They find ways to drill their energy so that they know that I'm good at something. I've been working it out. And I got ways to entice lovers, and I got it in my energy field. But, that being said, still, security is important between you and a lover. What you want most as a Taurus is to live in a comfortable world and have a special someone to share it with. So one-night stands are really not Taurus's style. Though this could be a very flirtatious and social reckoning conscious Taurus, who kind of is subliminally flirty and sexy and perpetuates radiant sexual charisma to other people with its drawn-in sensual archetype of Taurus Sun. It's this come-hither thing that everyone gets excited about, especially because the Sagittarius is an expansive energy. So the Mars here is expanding and radiating the magnetism that Taurus draws to itself. But ultimately, yeah, the one-night stand is not necessarily your style. You want to have this kind of constant intrigue with somebody who you know it will stay juicy with and it will stay loving with. You regard lovemaking as an art. And when you go to bed with someone, it's to make love, not to have sex. This is particularly the Taurus consciousness. Elegant surroundings, sensuous perfumes, silky fabrics, soft music, and sex play, all Venus things. Venus being ruled, Taurus is ruled by Venus. Sex play involving delectable delicacies such as whipped cream or chocolate. These are guaranteed turn-ons for the Taurus Sun consciousness. You particularly enjoy being kissed around the neck and throat, and having your skin gently stroked sets your whole body on fire. For you, making love is a process that inevitably involves wooing and protracted foreplay. Luxury loving and pleasure-oriented, Taurus takes their time in bed. Your ideal lover moves in slowly savoring every moment and builds gradually to a powerful, deep, long climax. The Mars in Sagittarius here might be like have little climaxes, whoop, bang, like they might even bang and like get it out and not necessarily even come right away or whatever, just kind of bang it out for a bit and then let's chill out, let's have some wine, let's go pee, let's go to the bathroom, let's chat a little bit, and then like that fieriness of that chat is like, oh man, I just want to pin you down right now and just do the thing again, and then that'll be another one. I mean, that's very Mars and Sagittarius. But again, the Sun in Taurus is this long, slow gliding, moving towards the lover, and then tickling all the fantasies and talking about things, and it builds up into a peak, and you might fuck for just a little bit, and it turns into this delicious moment, and then it can kind of come down and recede a bit in this like vessel, this warm water bed of like juiciness, and then it'll start building up again into another one. And if I understand this energy correctly, it'll eventually be like Little Hill. It's like up 2 steps, down 1 step, up 2 steps, down 1 step, up 2 steps, down 1 step, up, and it eventually goes up into a climactic orgasm that can be a good time for the Taurus who knows how to unlock their own sexuality. I mean, even Mars in Sagittarius, Jupiter comes from within inside of ourselves. It's our expression of the sexual knowledge. Sexual knowledge belongs to everybody, but we all approach it differently. Mars and Sagittarius knows what's best for their approach to some discipline, some practice, some art, such as lovemaking. How does it make me be at my best with this practice? That's something Mars and Sagittarius is good at. So we've just read about Sun and Taurus. Now from the same book, let's take a little reading of what does it mean when we add Mars and Sagittarius to this reading of the psychosexual psyche of Sun and Taurus. Same book, Erotic Astrology. Sun and Taurus, Mars and Sagittarius. Taurus wants the emotional security sought by all bulls, but the Martian archer in you yearns for independence, being able to do your own thing, not necessarily looking at what the lover's doing at every moment. However, when you close your bedroom door, you leave everything disagreeable or unpleasant on the other side. This is the lovemaking chamber. Let's see positively what we can bring to each other, how we can expand deeply into each other's fancies and fantasies and erotic insights and thoughts. Naturally tactile, you enjoy stroking and touching your partner and being similarly caressed in return. Yet, for you, lusty sensuality is only part of the package. The lover who shows how much he or she truly cares is the one who really gets your juices flowing. This is the idealism of Sagittarius combined with the bonding, the Venusian sentiment of Sun and Taurus. Together they make a person who really does want to see that somebody truly cares. What does truly caring mean? Showing these little gestures of love. This is the Sun and Taurus appreciates the sentiment. The Mars and Sagittarius appreciates the idealism, the niceness, the gesture, the articulation of all these little things. So, makes for a juicy lover. The combination is an interesting contrast. I hope you guys enjoyed that. My name's Dustin Cormier, and I'm How to Rock Astrology. Light me up with a comment. Let me know what you think. Subscribe and all that stuff. And if you enjoyed it, keep your eyes peeled because I always got more fun astrology stuff happening. Thanks for watching, folks. Take care.